183 days later. 183 days since I last sat here and I asked the question, what would I tell my 16-year-old self? And in that silence between then and now, I learned something. Advice without action is dead. My name is Billionaire Preeminent, and this is day 183. I can say I was busy. I can say life got in the way. I could give every reason why this episode is late. But this ain't it. But this ain't what that's about. See, somewhere between episode 1 and now, I realized something about us, about creators, about dreamers, about anyone trying to build something that matters. We live in a world that celebrates the highlights, the viral moment, the overnight success, the algorithm's blessings. Nobody talks about the gap in between, the space between posts, the silence between episodes, the 182 days when nobody's watching and you still gotta show up. This about the gap. This about the valley. This about what happened when the lights go off. And you gotta find a reason to turn them back on. Welcome back to Top Status. 183 days later, still breathing, still building, still here. Let me paint you a picture. You spend hours on a video, days on a project, weeks building something that you believe in. You hit publish, 47 views. First day, 112 views. First week, you barely cracked 200 views. And you tell yourself, it's okay, it's early. The algorithm just needs a little more time. So you make another one. You pour your heart into it. This time it's better. This time you know you gotta hit 22 views. And that's when the voices in your head start. Maybe it ain't cut out for you. Maybe no one cares what you have to say. Maybe you should just stop. But here's what they don't tell you about champions. Every single one has a season of silence. Kobe had air balls. Jordan got cut from his basketball team, from his high school basketball team. Denzel auditioned for years before he got his big role. Your favorite rapper has mixtapes that nobody downloaded. Your favorite entrepreneur businesses went bankrupt. Your favorite content creator posted to crickets for months, sometimes years. But they had something the rest didn't. Not talent. Everybody got talent. Not luck. Luck is just preparation meeting opportunity. Not connections. You connect when you're worth connecting to. They had perseverance. The kind that don't show up on the highlight reels. The kind that only God and your reflections know about. The kind that make you get up at 5 o'clock in the morning when you went to bed at 2 a.m. The vision won't let you sleep. That's the price you have to pay. I'm gonna be real with you. The last 183 days broke me. I questioned everything. The podcast, the message, the purpose. I watched other content creators blow up. I was in silence. I watched trends come and go. Even some ideas that I thought of found themselves on the internet and going viral. Anyway, I had to ask myself, God, why am I still here? Why do I care? Why can't I just let go? And you know what he told me? Because it ain't about the views. It ain't about the validation. It's about the one person who needs to hear this, the one person who on date 182 or 83 of their silence, the one person who about to quit, who stumbles across this episode and decide to keep going. So I came back, not for the algorithm, not for the numbers, not even the dream of going viral. I came back for alignment. Somewhere around day 90, I stopped counting views. Around day 120, I stopped checking the analytics. Around day 150, I stopped comparing myself to everybody else's timeline. And something happened. I started creating for purpose. I started creating for the process, not the outcome. I started speaking for the message, not the metrics. I started showing up for purpose, not the praise. And that's when I realized success ain't what they taught us it was. It's not the mansions, it's not the plaques on the wall, it's not even 1 million followers. Success is being here on date 183. In the last 183 days, I learned 3 things. 1, God don't rush greatness. Every delay was development. Every setback was set up. Every door closed was protection from something I wasn't ready for. 2, the valley has a purpose. It's where you find who you really are. It's where character is built. It's where voice become messengers. 3, the one who make it ain't the most talented. They're the ones who refuse to quit when talent ain't enough. So let me tell you what date 183 really means. It means I survived the silence. It means I outlasted the doubt. It means when the crowd left, I stayed. When the views stopped, I stayed. When the algorithm stopped, I stayed. Not because I'm special, not because I'm fearless, but because quitting would hurt worse than continuing. Because this message, this purpose, this voice don't belong to me. It belongs to everyone who's on day 83, wondering should they stop. To everyone on date 127, wondering if it's worth it. To everyone on day 200, who's still showing up, even though nobody's watching. This is for you. All right, I need you to do something for me. I need you to go to the comments right now and tell me what's the one thing you refuse to give up on. I don't care if it's been 182 days. I don't care if it's been 500 days. I don't care if it's been 5 years. If it still burns inside of you, if it still keeps you up at night, if it's something you still think about when you're supposed to be focusing on something else, it's not too late. It's never too late. Comment below. Tell me what you're building. Tell me what you're fighting for. Tell me what you refuse to let die. Because we're building something here, not just a podcast, a movement of people who are going to keep going even when everyone else quits. Of people who believe when the algorithm don't. Of people who show up on date 128, who show up on date 183, who show up on date 500, who show up on date 1,000. That's top status. To everybody watching, your valley has an expiration date, but only if you walk through it. See, the valley don't last forever, but quitting does. When you find yourself stopping, don't. When the numbers not adding up, keep going. When they tell you it's over, prove them wrong. Not for them, but for you. For the person you're becoming in the process. For the person who's gonna look back one day and say, I'm glad I didn't quit on day 183. You might not be where you want to be at right now, but look how far you done came. You're still here. You're still creating. Still believing. That's not failure. That's perseverance. And one day, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but one day, the people who stroll past will wait for you. The algorithm that ignored you will push you. The doubt that haunted you will become testimony to save someone else's life. This Billionaire Perimeter, and this is Top Status Podcast, 183 days later, and I'm still rising. Not because it's easy, but because the voice never dies, and neither do you. So check me out next week, same time, same place, same mission. The voice never dies. Billionaire.